Star Citizen's Alpha 3.22 patch has just hit the EPTU servers for Wave 1 with a host of updates, and one particular feature package set my little salvager hard racing. Structural Salvage, don't call it hull munching, has received its first iteration, and I've gotta say, it's amazing. Beyond the standard and by now well-known hull scraping, salvage gameplay has been limited to removing components from the 3 ships that allow you to, and more importantly, making obscene millions pulling illicit goods from risky salvage missions in the holds of C2s. The recent update to 3.21.1 has restored balance to the profession, however, practically nerfing the amount of illicit goods you'll find in salvage contracts, but moving the bounty over to, well, bounties. And so, for a while, the salvage's horizons have seemed dim. Until now. I spent a couple of hours battling past 30Ks and crashed desktops in order to test this new salvaging mechanic, and by Christ Roberts am I glad I didn't melt my Vulture. With your salvaging mode active, pressing left Alt and W will switch the salvage mode from scraping to structural. The first mode is designed to break the ship into smaller, manageable pieces, very similar to mining. Once the ship has been thusly reduced, pressing your alternate fire button will switch the mode to disintegrate. Moving within 50 meters of the piece will allow you to see the projected SCU to be gained in this new commodity, structural components. The pieces will then turn to dust like Thanos just snapped his fingers and be drawn into the ship's maw. And here's where it gets better. The salvaging ships now have a buffer inventory. On the Vulture it's 16, and boy oh boy does it fill up. This buffer allows you a longer stint of material collection without having to deal with the resulting SCU crates quite so often. The commenters in my chat have finally gotten their wish, or at least some version of it at least. When your buffer is full, you can head on down to the belly of the beast and select the commodity you'd like to produce. It will then dispense said crate for you to place upon your grid. But wait, there's more. If you manage to remove the dispense crate from the offload area fast enough and have automatically eject set, the dispenser will continue to do so, so long as you have the materials needed to keep producing. The salvage game just changed. I tested the new mechanic on the panels that were the cream of the crop for hull scrapers up until now, and sadly it seems there just isn't enough structure beneath the hull to warrant their inclusion. But be it, I hear you scream into your phone or second monitor as the thought of fake space money causes you to froth at the mouth. How much is it worth? Well, I'm glad you asked, my credit-obsessed viewer. It's worth more than RMC. The RMC will currently sell for just shy of the 8k per SCU mark, whereas the Structural Salvage sells for just over 12. However, there is currently and will likely be a hefty caveat with that price. The Structural Salvage cannot be sold at the TDD like the RMC is, but rather needs to be sold at the admin office. At the time of recording, I was able to sell my first batch at the Planetary Services at New Babbage, but upon my second visit discovered that the demand for the commodity had all but dried up. A quick dash up to Port Olisar allowed me to sell at the admin office in the Galleria, but I imagine after a slew of other testers offloaded their cargo, this location too would likely no longer be willing to purchase my haul. I can only imagine the result of a reclaimer or two similarly offloading their hauls in a region resulting in a complete lack of demand. Regardless of this possibility, the very act of structural infinity gloving is extremely satisfying, more so than hull scraping if you can believe it, and I foresee a bright future for salvagers in general. Thanks for watching this update, it's just a short one today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment and a like to feed the ever-hungering algo gods, and I'll catch you all next time.